Welcome to this practice for nervous system regulation. In this practice, I'll be taking you through 2 or 3 different breathing techniques, or really you could think of them as invitations more than techniques, to help the body downregulate from states of high arousal, stress, mobilization, and anxiety. You can do this practice in any position you like, and feel free to change positions through the practice if you start to feel like you need to. And as I mentioned, we're really wanting to invite the body to come into a state of restfulness and ease. We're not trying to force techniques or impose certain ways of breathing on ourselves. So, as you're going through the practice, if something doesn't feel comfortable or you're not able to get into it, just let it go and allow your body to do what it's doing. And you can always come back to that technique or this practice at another time. Can we begin by taking a few longer breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth? As you do this, you might recognize what you're doing as a kind of sighing. And sighing is our body's instinctive way of releasing tension. So take your time with this, inviting the body into a slightly longer, fuller inhale first, pausing at the top and then exhaling through the mouth. And as you exhale, can you feel that the body starts to loosen or soften or relax somewhere? Good. And let's play with this a little more. So this time we're going to inhale twice before we exhale, like so. Inhale, inhale again, pause at the top, and exhale through the mouth. And this pattern is called a physiological sigh. It happens to us spontaneously when we're asleep or deeply relaxed. You can try that again. Double inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And if that feels good, just keep going with it. And you could continue like this. If you would like to, you can also turn this into a triple inhale and then an exhale through the mouth. And with the triple version, we're really feeling the inhale fill us up almost one section of the lungs or one section of the ribs and chest at a time. So inhaling, one more, and one more, and then exhaling. So see if that feels good. You can always come back to the double or even the single inhale. Just what your body needs right now. Wonderful. And let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. Noticing if your body feels any different. Perhaps you are getting the urge to stretch or move or adjust something. And if you are, then always follow that urge. And just let yourself settle into your natural breathing rhythm. We're going to build on this breathing rhythm, particularly on the exhaled portion of it. We're going to invite the body to breathe out a little more slowly and smoothly, if possible. And you could sense or imagine that you're breathing out through a straw. At this point, through the nose, if possible. If you need to go back to the previous out breath through the mouth, you can. But if you can breathe out through the nose, that would be good. So just inviting a slower exhale through the nose. Taking your time to release the air. And letting the rest of the breath be as it is. Just being with that exhale, the length of it, the slowness of it. And if it helps you, you can use the same feeling in your throat as you did or do when you sigh. So when we sigh, there is a slight constriction, a narrowing of the air passage. And we can usually feel that in the throat. That's what makes the sound of the sigh. And we can make that sound or create that constriction even when the mouth is closed. So it might take some practice. You can go back and forth between an open mouthed exhale and a closed mouthed exhale. And finding a way to very softly narrow the airway so that the air takes longer to leave the body. And you might be sensing the vibration, the sound of your breath, or the texture of it internally as you breathe out. And this technique is sometimes called ocean breathing. It is originally a breathing technique from the yoga tradition where it's called Ujjai breath or victorious breath. It's a way to more easily lengthen the exhale and to really smooth the breath as it leaves the body so it's not jerky or irregular. And that smoothness activates the diaphragm and thereby the vagus nerve to signal safety to the nervous system. Feeling like you're sighing on the inside. Good. You can continue with this if you like. Let it go if you feel done with it. We're now going to bring attention to the pause after the exhale. This is a pause that is usually already present in a relaxed breathing pattern, and it's just a second or two before you breathe in again. So see if it's there right now for you, or if there's a moment at the end of your exhale where you could just drop and wait. And we're not actively holding the breath, we're just inviting a moment of stillness at the bottom of the exhale. And noticing how that feels to you. This resting moment, and how natural you can be with it. Often, when we allow the breath to pause here, the inhale in turn softens, becomes easier, and the air can just almost pour into you without effort after this pause. Or perhaps you find that you can slow down even more and release any sense of pressure or hurriedness. And as we come towards the end of this practice, I invite you to just be with your breath as it is, welcoming your natural breathing and all the sensations and movements of your breath right now. In particular, being with whatever feels good, where there's pleasure, ease, enjoyment in yourself, in your breath, and letting the body and the nervous system be nourished by the simplicity, the flow, the ease of breathing. Stay with this as long as you'd like, and when you feel ready, you can gently bring your practice to a close. Begin to reorient to the world around you and notice how you've changed or what you're bringing with you from this practice, from inside yourself into the rest of your day. Thank you so much for your presence with me here. I hope that this practice nourished you in some way, and if it did, I would love to hear how you feel in the comments. You can find out more about me and my work at my website, which is linked in the video.